Beers with Bands podcast with your host, Michael Torres.
Sorry, we don't have beers.
Wait, you don't have beers either?
No, we have water.
Well, we have Caroline's White Claws in the fridge, but I feel like that's cheating.
We have the hot dogs that you bought.
Yeah, you guys can have the hot dogs like burning the kitchen down in the background.
Yeah.
What if you just make the hot dogs the entirety of the podcast? You just hear clink, clink, clink the entire.
I think that would make it interesting.
That would add a whole new dynamic.
It would definitely make it a certain level of unlistenable.
All right,
You guys would have beers because I can't legally obtain any beers, so
I'm gonna go look for the hot dogs.
they're in the fridge.
Are you gonna eat them raw, or are you gonna cook them?
No, we're gonna cook them.
No, stay for the intro. What are you doing?
We can't cook the hot dogs during the podcast.
We gotta show the world how unhinged we are.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I think we eat them all. But anyway.
We do like screenshot pictures at the end, so if you want to get hot dogs ready for that, that's fair game.
Okay.
oh, definitely.
All right. So I'm gonna crack this, do a little intro, and it's totally fine. Y'all don't have beer. No one's required to drink on these episodes, except for me. It's kind of a given at this point. So yeah, one sec. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Beers with Bands. This week, I'm sitting down with a newer Philly band, Haunt Dog. That's right, I said Haunt Dog, not Hot Dog. How y'all doing?
We're chilling.
We're good, man.
Yeah.
Well, I got to thank y'all for taking the time out of your Tuesday to sit down with me. For people that might not be aware, Haunt Dog is a emo punk band, like I mentioned, based out of Philly. Putting out some 6 singles. One's out already at the time of this recording. One's about to be out, but we'll get to all that in just a second. Can we start with I don't know if Liam you want to start or the dogs want to start, but kind of just go around, say who you are and what you do in Haunt Dog.
My name is Henry, and I play the drums in Haunt Dog.
My name is Dusty, and I play guitar and sing in the Haunt Dog band.
My name is Ben, and I play the other guitar in Haunt Dog, the band.
And I play bass.
In what
What's
band?
your
What band?
What's your name?
I'm Liam from Haunt Dog, and I play bass.
In what band?
Haunt Dog. Liam from Haunt Dog, and I play bass.
Is Haunt Dog a band?
No.
Haunt Dog is an idea, man.
Haunt Dog's a lifestyle. I think we've said that before.
You live by the dog, you die by the dog type deal.
You die by the dog, then you haunt the dog, and then it comes full circle.
Yeah.
That is certainly one way to put it.
You'd have to read the script.
Yeah.
Okay.
Manifesto and like a bunch of literature.
Now, like I mentioned, you guys, I think I saw started around, at least the first Instagram post was probably around I think April of 2022. I don't know if that's your definitive start date or whatnot, but I mean, relatively new, less than a year at this point. How did y'all come together to become Haunt Dog?
So Henry and I met a couple months after my previous project broke up. Well, we knew each other, but we started jamming together. It started in New Jersey, New Brunswick area, because that's where we would meet for practice. And
End of 2021, right?
yeah, I think so. Maybe no, I think it was 2022 still, just early 2022. And we're just kind of lightly writing stuff, meeting up once every couple of weeks, just doing the thing. And then Henry moved to Philly, and then I wound up being in Philly a lot. we had a different bass player initially. Shout out to Pat. He's the
Patrick Fuller.
yeah, the
Yes,
Patrick.
Pat.
He's the best. Liam's also great, but Pat's the best. Yeah. But he wound up leaving the project once we kind of interpreted our lives into Philly more, and then we recruited Liam on bass kind of like spring, summerish, like a week before a show that we had.
Was very short notice.
Yeah. And then we recruited Ben because I was driving the work van at work. I work. I had a job. And I had a lot of coffee and I was really manic and I was like, oh, I want Ben to join my band. That would be sick if she was in my band. And I called Ben and what were you like? You were like, I was waiting for you to
I was waiting for this day.
Yeah.
No. Because you asked me to join, and then I told Ben, and Ben was like, "Okay." And then really for another invite, but then she got it. So
No, because like there was a time beforehand where you expressed interest in me joining the band, but I was like iffy on it because I was like in like education hell. But then I like ended up really regretting it. And at that point, Liam had already like taken over the bass role, and Liam was like, I'm like, oh, I'm in hot tub.
it was I gloated and rubbed it in her face super hard. It was aggressive.
But then Dusty had the manic episode. Everything was wonderful.
Yeah. What would have happened if I didn't have 3 cups of coffee that day?
You'd probably have a slightly better band.
Wait, sorry. I don't want to interrupt. I have to ask you, did you just happen to see me at that show? Like, was that like a chance meeting?
Well, I was like thinking of, I mean, I was definitely like, oh shit, who's going to play bass? We got to play the Grape Room. But we did go to the show and then y'all were there and I was like, well, Liam plays bass. So yeah, I guess it was kind of chance, but it was in my head.
I think it's funny. Like it was just like a chance meeting.
Yeah.
But we lost the dogs.
Yeah, dogs did out.
Dogs died.
They're haunting us now. I have a haunting feeling about this. But didn't you join the band short notice too? Like we were like about to play with Newgrounds Death Rugby.
Yeah. So you were like, it was like maybe like 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
And like when I joined, I was like, I'm probably not gonna play that show. Like I probably need to practice them for a little bit. And then we had maybe like 5 songs at that time. And then I just kind of like, I had a job, I had an internship at the time, but it was at a studio and a band had rented out the entire studio and they wanted nothing to do with me. So I sat in like the B room and just learned all of the songs the entire time.
Is that true? Did they not like you or something?
It's not that they didn't like me. It's just like they didn't want to deal with the responsibility of having like an intern, and they just wanted to record their own stuff.
Reasonable.
Because like they rented out the whole studio. Like not even like the engineers there could come in. It was like they were doing the record by themselves.
Yeah. Huh.
Shout out to Control Top.
Control Top, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Where were we in the story before I interrupted?
That was where I was going with the short notice with Ben.
Yeah, but I learned all the songs and then I played good enough at practice. They were like, sure.
Yeah, you know, you're on Seth Rugby. Oh, okay.
And then I did okay.
Yeah, that show was spectacular.
That was fun.
We gave it our all.
Yeah.
We all started chanting for the jug when they brought in Henry's jug.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't start the set without it. It was like,
well, it was like you got set up and then there was no bass pedal, and then you got the bass.
There
pedal.
were so many technical issues that entire time.
It was like crammed into the tiniest space possible. I'm like, okay, I have no kick drum and no jug.
Not any fault of like the venue. Completely.
No. We love the Crypt.
Yeah, it was a good venue. I walked into spider webs. Like I took the wrong turn trying to go down there, and I just walked into cobwebs.
Yeah, it's called the Crypt.
Yeah.
What did you expect?
No, I got spooked.
So that's our origin.
Well, I mean, props to Liam and Ben for on a short notice joining the band and learning all that. I mean, as someone that obviously I mentioned this before, I didn't play any instruments, but I'd be super stressed out with like a 1 to 2 week notice of like, oh, I have to learn all these songs and perform in front of all these people and like not fuck it up. So props to y'all.
I mean, not fuck it up is a strong.
Let's not be too. Let's not.
Yeah. The stakes are low, and we all kind of know that.
Yeah.
But like with ourselves, the stakes are higher.
Yeah.
You know,
The audience can't hear you if you're dancing good enough.
True.
It's true.
You think I know how to sing? I just go really loud, and the kids love it.
Boogie in your step.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about what the kids love, I feel like that's a good transition into, middle of December. I think on the 16th, you guys released the first single from Haunt Dog called "Okay Google, Get Me Out of This Small Town," which won. Bringing back the old school long titles, and I love it. And what kid hasn't Googled that before to try and get out of their hometown? Because fuck living there. But it's been out at this point for a little over 2 weeks, about 2 weeks or so. Like, what's the response been on it?
Oh, it's been killing it on streams, like absolutely, like blowing me away for sure. Like we didn't hype it up a crazy amount. We were just kind of like, hey, this is gonna exist in a couple of days, and then we dropped it, and then just.
Well, so, and I don't want to. I want to make sure that Sleepy gets his credit for it just hyping for us.
Yeah,
like not at self promotion, but he is obviously not. Like he has really just done so well at getting people to see that song and see us. So
yeah, no, Sleepy's more than a label. Sleepy's like a bestie.
Sleepy is the love of my life.
Yeah.
Are we ever gonna call him by his real name, or are we just gonna call him Sleepy all the time? It feels weird.
Call him Sleepy.
Yeah. What would we call him? His name?
I'm about to dox. I'm about to dox.
It is.
But I mean, Sleepy's the reason that we're even sitting down together too. So I mean, that just shows how much work they're putting in to help y'all out.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. I mean, I've talked with him like a crazy amount, just like about ideas and this and that and this and that, and like it really seems to be a passion project for him. Like he just really, like he just likes the songs. He likes all of us as people, and just like really wants to see it do well. And like that's like a really valuable relationship to have in terms of like any kind of like quote music industry end quote thing, like somebody that really like believes in you and stuff like that. So like for real, shout out Sleepy Clown, because I've never experienced that kind of attention or friendship from a label before.
Yeah, no, he's been at it for a while. I remember he did like a different like label project back in the beginning of COVID, and I won't bring it up, but like he's been passionate about this stuff for a long time.
Yeah,
it's been great to see him grow.
Kind words in DMs as well. Always.
Oh yeah, I think I'm in a random like group chat with Sleepy. That's how like me and him got connected. And I mean, obviously, like I mentioned, sent Haunt Dog my way, and I've loved the jams so far. You were all in the room when I was mentioning it earlier. Like I love the sound you guys are doing, and like I mean, especially with like Okay Google, it's got that groovy vibiness to it. Makes me really want to be in like a basement in like like in a basement just drinking like shitty PBR. Well, I drink PBR all the time, so like not shitty PBRs, but like just PBRs, like Hams. Just
I was gonna say
just vibing out. Yeah.
Hams is the basement beer ever.
Yeah.
It was the first I ever drank at a show. It was a Hams. So
these are songs written by PBR for PBR.
Haunt Dog is a PBR sponsorship.
Yeah.
I'm like, can we please get that?
Yeah.
We need the PBR sponsorship.
Don't they make Velveeta cheese? Like, if I could eat nothing but Velveeta cheese and even maybe get paid to do that.
Wait,
like,
PBR does Velveeta cheese?
I think so.
What are you talking?
Do they make it in like at the same time?
I can Google it.
Do they have the beer technicians working on the cheese?
I don't know, but I want to be a beer/cheese technician.
Yeah, I feel like we need to stop the podcast and figure this out, because like this is game changer for sure. I know that they do Colt 45. I found that out.
Okay.
but I mean that's no Velveeta cheese, I guess.
That's no Velveeta. That's the truth.
I don't even consume Velveeta on a
You do
regular
not?
basis. I had it like a handful of times.
Yeah, I think the only time I eat Velveeta cheese is when I'm at home, like visiting my parents, because my mom uses it. That's about it.
Liam, what's your Velveeta opinions?
It's fine. I don't know. I have no like strong opinions about. I mean, all glory to Velveeta Cheese, our greatest sponsor. No, it's pretty good. There's like this long ass article that I don't want to read, but apparently during Prohibition, Pabst decided to start making cheese because they couldn't make beer. So
Oh,
that's something.
okay.
Yeah, it's a step in the direction. I'm not 100% wrong.
No.
Okay, well, everyone that's listening, go home, do your homework, do your research, and then maybe by the time this episode's out, we'll also have it figured out.
We do not read that long article. You do it for us.
Yeah,
True.
you let us know. But I mean, it's a great single to start out with, and like it's a quick. I think it's under 2 minutes, so it's like a quick in your face type of song, and I mean overall just super great. At the beginning, I had to look up where the sound clip was from because the regular listeners know I love sound clips in songs, and that one at the beginning I feel like fits very well. And I think I looked it up and it was from Castlevania, like a video game, right? Like what was the idea behind using that specific clip in this song?
I've always wanted to use that clip. I used to watch a lot of video game documentaries when I was a kid, and just that one is just fried in my brain. And I was with a guy in Savannah, Georgia, in like 2019, and he was a big fan of that game. So I heard that even more, and I was like, man, that would sound so cool in a song. And then we finished recording, and I was laying on Liam's floor for whatever reason.
You're always laying on my floor.
Or your
You're
bed.
always laying on my floor.
Your floor is very layable.
Yeah, I like to lay down. I'm very lethargic. I'm very sleepy. But no, I was like, Liam, we need to put a sound clip in the song, and he was like, okay, I'm not opposed. And then I was like, let's do this one. And then we did it, and then we timed it, and then it was like the most like golden nugget experience ever.
Pretty perfect.
It was pretty epic, not gonna lie.
Isn't there a Smash Bros like snuck in there as well, like at the very end of it, or is that like in the sound bit?
No, it's just in there. It's just what he throws like a glass, I think, on the ground in the game, and then that's what makes that.
Oh,
Having that timed up with the fill is like the sickest shit ever.
I always thought it was like the Smash Bros like Smash.
It sounds like like the home run bat or something.
Yeah.
You guys threw the Zilbell in there too, right? What is a man?
No, also in the game. No, that's also in there.
Yeah.
So it was just the perfect clip.
Yeah. For people listening, like I looked it up, and there's like a 10-second video on like YouTube that just shows the actual scene from the video game where you see him like throw the glass and everything, and like it all tied in so well to make like one of the perfect sound clips for that song.
What is a man? I'm just a little pile of secrets.
That's the funny part is, to me, it was really anticlimactic. Dusty was like, we need a clip for this song. I was like, yeah. And she was like, what about this one? I was like, yeah, I like it. And I just literally just download it, drag it into the Pro Tools. It's right there. It's perfect.
And then we heard it, and it was explosive.
It was explosive.
The windows broke, and the sky outside it started radiating a B flat.
It bankrupted me. I had to fix all those windows.
Yeah, birds were falling from the sky.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I started playing the game though. Actually, just not
really?
too long. I did. I'm really bad at it though. PS1 games are always really hard, so I'm really bad at it.
I've just been playing Earthbound, but anyway, we're in the middle of it.
Sorry, yeah. He said he loves tangents.
Yeah, no, this is a good tangent.
Yeah.
Now we're back on track.
Yeah, focus again. But I mean, obviously, like I mentioned, that was the first single. The next single, at the time of this recording, it's not out yet. I think when we were talking, you were thinking maybe sometime in January it's going to come out.
I think we put it back to February-ish just to make it easier on Sleepy, but I still don't know yet.
Okay.
It's soon enough.
Yeah.
Around that time.
All right. Well, I mean, that next single is called Canker Sore, which, you know, you kind of double up the time. It's about like 3.5 minutes, and it kind of changes up the vibe a little bit. I felt like a little bit more just with like the tuning a little bit more grungy or vibes. The kind of screamy gang vocals at the beginning really kind of get you hooked, and you know, the whole song really drives like it, while it is like 3.5 minutes, it doesn't fully feel like it just because there's so much going on that it's very enjoyable to listen to.
Yeah. That one, I mean, so when I wrote OK Google, that was me sitting probably in my living room in my skivvies drinking coffee, and I was like, I'm gonna write a song today, and that's usually how it goes. Then I write a song, and it's like a minute and a half long, and it's like, okay, that counts. Canker Sore was the product of me and like probably the first of few times that I'll ever do it is just sit for like months and meticulously try and put pieces together and make a really good song. So it was really important that we did this one, and I think it's our strongest song, if not at least our second strongest song of our repertoire. But I wanted to make something that was like borderline rock opera-esque. Like it's got that like it's almost theatrical in the way that like the transitions happen and stuff like that. Um and but like you said, very drivey. Like it carries a lot of weight, but like a lot of momentum, like an F-250 going 100 miles an hour down 95 or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a train of violence.
I mean, it's definitely a great song to have as your second single. You know, people get hooked with OK Google, and then they see like what Haunt Dog is or could be, depending on what the rest of your discography is looking like. Obviously, I've only listened to the 2 songs, so I'm not sure what the rest is. I'm not from Philly. I haven't seen you guys play live. I don't know what that's like, but to me, it's a nice window into what we can expect going forward, or hope to expect going forward.
I think it's pretty on par for like most of the other stuff. Like obviously it's not like the same song, but conceptually it holds a lot of like similar tendencies.
Yeah, and I mean like once like before Ben and Liam joined the band, Henry and I had 3 songs and a Tiger's Jaw cover. So everything else we've put together has kind of been a hodgepodge of all of us like really working together and put stuff together. Like I do a fair amount of writing because I'm just like insane and will just sit and obsess over writing songs. But like we spend a lot more time working together, and I feel more comfortable going to Ben and Liam and Henry when I'm writing something and like, you know, try and get ideas and stuff like that. I'm also like the person that will send like 5,000 voice memos. Look at this, it's the same thing.
But each half hour, it's just like slightly updated.
Yeah. They grow over time.
Yeah.
Well, wait, that twinkle at the end, I actually hit it.
Yeah. But you come out guns blazing with OK Google. You just throw them just the hard punch in the face, and then you drop Canker Sore, and then it's like, oh man, there's even like there's more. There's more
depth.
Yeah.
The animal.
Yeah.
I mean, like you mentioned, Canker Sore, you're looking at, you know, a February release. Like, what can we expect after Canker Sore? Like, what's on that horizon? I mean, it's early 2023 at this point, but what else is in your wheelhouse?
Booking shows, right?
Yeah, shows.
This booking shows.
We're in the writing process of more stuff.
Yeah.
So
can we talk about merch yet?
Merch.
When is this episode coming out?
So yeah, I should probably have mentioned that. So as of right now, this episode will either come out the 10th or the 17th in February.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We're doing lathes. We're doing 7-inch lathe pressings of the 2 songs compiled onto a release called Gore. and then just booking and writing right now so we can hit the studio again and come back with something very collected and beautiful. Yeah, very crisp.
Yeah, as of right now, we have nothing else recorded, but we're gonna fix that eventually. Also, explain what lathes are, because I did not know what they were until you explained it to me. I was like,
lathes are a 7-inch record. It's like a cheaper alternative with like a way shorter wait time. I mean, it's a playable record, and it makes not much difference to anybody that's listening to it. Like a record, it's just a different material. And it's like a really good first release tactic when you're a newer band. So we're gonna hop on that hype and see how that goes. I'm really excited. I've always wanted to be on a record, so to just have that happen, it's very, very rewarding.
Well, I'm sure it's gonna come out sick. Do you have any like design ideas? Are you guys able to do any like special colors for it, or is it just gonna be a classic black?
It's they only come in clear, so it'll be clear. Okay. But there will be 2 different iterations, one of which will be a show variant and the other will be a website variant. So you can get one on Sleepy's website and it'll like the cover will look one way, and then we'll have our own that the cover looks a different way. So there's incentive for both. You should buy both if you're a hardcore hot dog fan / collector.
For all the hot doggers out there, you can have both.
Is that what we're calling them now?
Y'all called out the dogs. The dogs are trying to come back, man.
Is the audience gonna see this?
Oh yeah,
that's amazing. Why did it come back?
Can we make them go away?
No, you can't stop these dogs.
I miss the day when we were dogless.
You don't know what you have until it's dogs. Sorry.
No, you're fine. So I mean, we talked both singles, we talked upcoming merch. Before we kind of transition, is there anything that I would have missed, hot dog wise, that you want the people to know about?
My favorite color is green.
I respect that decision, but don't agree with it.
No.
She doesn't speak for the whole band.
Liam Xbox.
Liam Xbox.
Liam Henry PlayStation. Nintendo. I don't know what I am.
Dusty Dreamcast?
Dusty Dreamcast.
I don't know. They don't even make those anymore.
Dusty Magnavox Odyssey Warband.
It's just Dusty, but the D and the S are capital.
Oh, true. That's it. That's us.
So normally, in these episodes, I have a little beer segment where everyone kind of goes around and talks about what they're drinking. Like I mentioned at the beginning, you don't have to be drinking on these episodes. It's totally fine. So I have an idea that I'm going to kind of switch it up because I believe it's on the Spotify. It says you eat hot dogs and hot dogs only. So I figured, go around the room and you talk about your prime way to eat your hot dog, like toppings wise, the go-tos for you.
This is the moment we've been waiting for.
I think Dusty wants to go first. we save you for last.
So you take the dog. This is gonna be controversial, but you take a frying pan, you put a little butter in that jar.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Hot dog, you pop it in there, you poke it a couple times, you get it fried up nice. You take the hot dog bun, you got all that butter in there. You just open it up, you put it in that butter, you fry it up like a little grilled cheese crisp. Take 2 slices of American cheese, put it on the inside, put the dog on there, fold it, let it melt, serve. No ketchup, no mustard, no nonsense.
That sounds delicious, actually. I haven't had supper yet. Like, that sounds amazing right now.
I gotta say, you and I are like the same as far as that process.
Is that your exact dog order?
Ketchup. Add the ketchup. Other than that,
all right,
all the same. Toast that bun in the pan, baby.
Yeah.
Don't fuck it up.
I have a little bit of a soft spot for like a charcoal grill hot
I
dog.
thought you were gonna say you boil that.
No, no. Oh my god. No, I like
hot dogs the other day. I can't lie.
I like that little bit of crunch it adds. Just take that, put it on a bun. I'll make sure you also put the bun on the grill for a little bit too. Put that on the buns. It's like crispy.
Sure.
And then you add just a little bit too much ketchup, like a little bit more than is respectable.
Ugh.
Don't drown it.
Ugh.
A little bit more than someone would want.
Don't forget the bev.
Never.
Okay, look. If no one's gonna mention it, I have to talk about Destination Dogs.
Oh
Now-
yeah.
What's your dog, Liam?
We were getting there.
This is the band. I mean, this is the restaurant that our band is named after. That I still have not been to. That, as far as I know, Ben has not been to either. But Henry, you have been to, right? And Dusty has obviously been to. So
They're like once at this point.
yeah, well, we talk about them a lot, and I'll say that the thing that looks best to me on their menu right now that I'm looking forward to trying is the Paul Bunyan. It's basically a breakfast hot dog. It's got country links, fried potatoes, bacon, maple syrup, and a sunny side up egg. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You got the menu on speed dial. Looks good.
That's not a phone page. That's his phone background.
No, I can attest. It's a good dog. But there's another one.
This is Destination Dogs in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah. Shout out.
Who should sponsor us?
There's one that they have that's an all beef frank with like horseradish and onions and Swiss cheese and roast beef, and that shit is popping
On the Texas toast.
on the Texas fucking
That
toast.
does sound good.
I love me a Texas toast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, for Henry and Dusty that have gone to this restaurant, how many of these dogs have you made it through? Like the entire menu? Like how many have you gone through?
Oh,
I think there's like maybe 4 that I haven't tried yet.
It's a huge menu. It's a lot. It is a huge menu.
And you know, I asked if I get like a shirt or any kind of notoriety when I finish eating all the dogs, like if I've made it through the whole thing. Nothing.
they're like no.
I gotta do the hot dog challenge, and then I'll get a dog named after me. I don't want to eat 7 hot dogs in one go. I want
Wait, they
to have
told you
a.
that?
It's only 7?
Like there's
God, I mean, never 7 hot dogs in a sitting.
Wait, how big are these hot dogs?
These hot
Yeah.
dogs.
okay, these are legit dogs. Like you're looking on the menu and you're like, oh, this sounds kind of fucking ridiculous for a hot dog. And then they bring it to you and you're like, take my money. It goes kind of like that, pretty much.
I'd also like, for the record, that my girlfriend has texted me. She's Jewish. She's telling me to show out for the Jews. I have to bring up Hebrew Nationals. And I agree that I love Hebrew Nationals. Probably my favorite brand of hot dog. She texted me about 100 times telling me that I need to bring that up. So I'm bringing it up.
Good Liam Xbox.
I'm showing out for the Jews here.
What makes it?
We're changing your name to Liam Sexbot now.
What? I don't want to be Liam Sexbot. I liked my name as it was, even though I didn't, but now I do. Do we have to explain that? Basically, I was moving into that house, the house that they're in and I'm not in. I was moving into that house and I had this shitty old Xbox One S, and it's like, it must have been from like 2014 or 2015 or something. And it was in a box, it was in a moving box. And there was just a shred of this box remaining on the front porch that just said Liam Xbox on it. And so they've been incessantly calling me that. And at first I didn't like it. And then they started calling me other things. And I was like, no, I'm Liam Xbox. So I took it on.
Yeah, you definitely did.
We assign a lot of attributes to you, Liam. It's
Yeah.
Canonically, Liam loves fries. He has a love for fries.
I have attributes.
You have
For real.
character traits.
For real.
Character mock-up. She's got the list right next to it.
Well, I mean,
Personality.
that hot dog restaurant sounds pretty dope. If I'm ever in New Brunswick, New Jersey, which these days is very rare. I'll definitely have to check that out. If anyone's touring through, definitely stop through, get some dogs.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, yeah.
We're working on that sponsorship. We'll
hook it up.
get our way.
So now as we get to like the later half of these episodes, we're at the point where we're in the point of the episodes where, how am I wording this? I'm not wording this properly at this point. We're in the storytelling part of the episode. The reason that these episodes even exist. There it is. There, got it. Tight. So me and my friends would always tell our stories from our time on the road, but thing is, we were there for all those stories, so I got tired of listening to my friends' stories. So now I'm here to listen to your stories from your time of music, whether it's shows, tours, recording, any fun. Oh, dogs left again. They're not down for the stories, I guess.
Not interested.
Yeah. But yeah, this is your just kind of like think about like your fun go-to stories that you always think about from your time of music.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I'm terrible with stories. Can't lie.
What do you think?
Gonna have to edit the crickets out of this one.
You could edit crickets into this one.
Ooh,
That would make it a lot funnier.
Oh.
I don't know. We're kind of boring people.
We've only been a band for like a year. This isn't fair.
No, this can be past
I
projects
the
too.
Show's story, but it has nothing to do with any music I've ever played. It has everything to do with a show that Robert was at in Massachusetts.
Oh, Ben, should we tell the knife story? I feel like I'm gonna tell it wrong, but I don't think you have any more of a reliable memory than I do.
I would prefer you tell it because I like to listen to stories rather than tell stories.
Okay, so from what I remember, this was a Knuckle Deep show. Ben and I are both in Knuckle Deep, another Philly band, mostly. Henry, why are you making that face?
I didn't know that.
Because Henry loves Knuckle Deep.
You're in Knuckle Deep?
But we're both in Knuckle Deep, and so we were playing a show with Knuckle Deep, and we're at. Do you remember what the name of the venue was? I don't remember.
It was Groovier Street.
Yeah. So we were there, and it's sort of this like two house situation where they share a backyard that's like walled in half.
No,
So
I think this is their first show, maybe second.
Definitely they were new to it. But so we were up third or fourth, but we were on like the later half of the bill. And the first band plays and there's no problem. The second band, Kids on the Internet, goes up and they're playing their show, and suddenly things start like falling from the sky. Like it started off with small items, but it gradually worked its way up to like a full can of tuna. Like if someone chucked a full can of tuna out of the window next door and threw it at the band. And then I remember someone who was sitting on top of the wall in half of the garden. Someone threw that guy the can, and they broke it open and ate it. So it gradually worked its way up to a knife, a kitchen knife was thrown out the window at the band, and it hit somebody, but like back of it, so they didn't like get stabbed, but they were hit with a kitchen knife. And so then they stopped playing, and apparently it was the neighbors' kids. They did not like that the show was happening, and the neighbors were out. So the neighbors' kids were just chucking like kitchen items at us to make us stop. And like I don't know if like cops were called or something, but
we left pretty quickly after.
It sort of held out after the knife was thrown.
It was like, do we play? Do we not? And they were like, no, we should not.
And then we never got to play, and the gig was cut. It was scary. This was their first show. We had not been doing. I don't know.
This was a very early show for us too.
I think so, but yeah, it was a little frightening.
It was right after this. So that band got together right before the summer, and it was right after the summer, right that fall.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun.
That was the knife story.
That's all I got. It was we just laughed like we didn't know what to do.
Yeah, there's like if you guys don't have another story, I have a good story.
I have the story involving Robert. It has
not the Robert story. We love Robert.
That's how the Robert story.
So the Robert story. For those of you who don't know, I was in another band called Cara Mia, and Robert was my bass player. He's a man from Massachusetts. Anyway, he was at a show in Massachusetts for a band that I guess his friends were in, and it was the guitarist / show because I guess the guitarist sucked or whatever. He just said that he was a weenie, and because he was a weenie, he schemed even to get multiple packs of hot dogs and to take these hot dogs and throw them at the guitarist during the show. So there's just like pictures of glizzies being huffed at a man on his last show that he didn't know it was his last show at the time. And that's my story.
That's funny.
But that's the story.
It's amazing that it was still hot dog. It was still hot dog related, even though it had nothing to do.
Yeah,
it's perfect. It just doesn't involve me.
Anyway, it seemed like you had a story pop into your head.
I don't have a story. I wish I had a story.
All right, then I'll tell this one. This one's with the same band as Liam's story. It's the windshield story.
Oh, should we tell that?
Why shouldn't we?
Tell it. Go ahead.
Why shouldn't we tell it?
Just tell it. It's funny.
Tell it?
Yeah.
All right. So, basically, this is the first Knuckle Deep gig. This is like our first gig.
Yes.
We had a gig before it where it wasn't the full lineup and it was kind of lame. But this is like our first like real gig, and it's like it's this outdoor venue. Had a lot of clout for like the venue had a lot of clout for a while. It's like a street thing. If you're from Philly, you probably wouldn't know it. But anyways, this is their first like time they're throwing this like event, and they don't have a PA. And I had just gotten like a PA with some birthday money, and so I was like, screw it, I'll backline my PA. It was like, it wasn't even like a PA, it was a single powered speaker. But so we had to pack this up in our drummer's car, right? And as we're packing up, like things are barely fitting because we have to like put like so much gear in there and whatnot. And he puts the power speaker in the back of his car. Now his car is a hatchback, right? It lifts out like this, lifts down like this, but there's not that much trunk space in there itself. But he sits it in there and it's standing up like so, like vertically, hot dog on his butt. And as he's like putting like getting ready to close it, I talked to you about this, Liam, but like we all had a moment where we looked at like, is that gonna fit? But none of us mentioned that to him.
We all thought
we're all stressed, right? Because we're late. We're already late, right? So we're just like, we're all a little antsy. And it just goes. He grabs his car and he just slams it down. Back windshield just shatters. Back windshield just shatters. And we just look at each other. Like,
oh god,
we're like, we just feel like a bunch of kids just like way in too deep.
Like mommy's vase. We just broke the vase, and she's gonna be so mad. There was no one to be mad at but ourselves. Like no one was mad at us but ourselves. But it was like,
so we ended up taking like a cardboard box and like putting it over the back windshield. And we just went to the gig like that.
sounds so good.
Yeah.
I wish I could express the level of like anxiety. Whoa. I wish I could express the level of anxiety we all felt like just immediately after, just looking around like, whoa. It was fun.
I have never been like so in such a feeling of like I was not prepared for this.
Yeah.
Never.
Actually, there was one the eye exam.
Sure.
Put the hot dog on the grill.
What eye exam?
I had an eye exam earlier this year, and like I remember like they like pull up this screen, and I'm like, I'm gonna do great. And then like I do excellent with my left eye, and then they cover my left eye, and I'm looking at my right eye, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I can't tell if that's an R or a Q.
I had one of those a couple months ago, and they like did this machine that blew air into my eye.
Oh, fuck that, man. I hate that.
That sounds awful.
It was terrible.
What a great band story.
Right.
What a great music-related band story.
Yeah.
How was your last eye exam, Henry?
Yeah, how's your eyesight?
That's your story.
My eyes were better at a point, but over the past few years, they've really come to a decline now. They told me to wear glasses when I drive. So when I drive, I wear glasses, but if I'm
See, I
not...
did not know that.
Sorry?
I said I did not know that. That's a Henry fact.
Never been in my wit, Liam, Xbox.
One time, I think there was one time where you drove me like 5 feet, but it was a little while ago, so I guess you weren't wearing them.
True, yeah, probably not.
One time, can I tell the story?
Probably.
The thing with your car that happened the one time where me and Dusty had to help you out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
One time Henry's car got towed, and so me and Dusty went on a little bit of an adventure to help him retrieve his car.
Yeah, I was just hanging out writing music with Ben, and I got a phone call from Henry. And I was like, Henry doesn't know I'm here, or does he? And I answered the phone, and you were just like, "Are you doing anything?" And I was like, "Nah, not really. Why?" And it was something. My car got towed, and I need help. And then we went on an adventure, and then we went to one place, and then you had to do a thing, and then we had to go to another place, and then you got the car. That was a good time.
Yeah, no, I was at work, and my girlfriend needed stuff for my car, so she's like trying to find my car, and she's like, "I can't find your car," and I'm like, "No, my car's there. My car has to be there. Like that's my car. It's there."
Like it wouldn't not be there.
Like it's not here. Like it's really, really not here. So I just have to believe her. Like I'm just at work, so I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Thankfully, my manager, he's cool enough, let me run out, do what I had to do. But yeah, so I paid $500 fucking dollars, paid for that shit over by Columbus Boulevard, do the whole like IKEA over there, and then they had me pick up my car at a whole different spot all the way across town by the airport. And then I went back to work.
You went back?
Yeah. I had to close.
That's terrible.
I was gone from like 4 to 6, and then I pulled back at 6, and then I stayed there till like 10:30.
What job was that at? Oh, was it Guitar Center?
No, this is Real Food.
Oh, is it Real Food? Okay. That's truly unfortunate.
Yeah, crazy.
Why did your car get towed?
I thought I was in a spot with no signs, and I was in a 2-hour spot and left that shit for like 3 days.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yep.
Anyways.
Man.
But a block down, there's no signs. So, like, I thought I was in that block with no signs. Needless to say, I didn't see a goddamn sign.
Yep.
But
PPA stands for poo poo pee.
Ain't no one a big fan of PPA.
Like Henry, like mentioning, like getting those party tickets. I watched. I mean, y'all are from Philly. You might watch it as well. I watch a lot of It's Always Sunny. All I can think about is the episode where like they're fighting their their parking tickets because they were locked in the fucking towel closet of that hotel. You should just try to fight it. Said that some shit was on. It was there. It was there in my mind, but it didn't work. It did not execute with what I was saying. But anyways, Hot Dog is doing some great things. I'm stoked with what you guys are doing. The singles sound great. Like 2023 should be hopefully a good year for y'all. I'm stoked to see what this merch is gonna look like. What the lathe cuts and different variants are for the cover art's gonna be. If anyone's looking for merch, music, or just Hot Dog in general, where can they find it?
Sleepy Clown, Instagram, Twitter, definitely Twitter,
Twitter,
Spotify. If you want the most unhinged bullshit ever, Twitter. If you want to see a regular band, Instagram.
If you want relevant updates and things you'll actually want to see.
Yeah.
Essentially.
3 one's a banger.
And on Filbert Street in Philadelphia.
We'll be on Filbert Street.
If you need us, shine a big hot dog shaped lightning guy and
Right above Filbert Street.
we'll find
Anywhere
it.
on the East Coast, we'll be there. We promise.
Eat a soldier.
All those links will be in the description below, depending on where you found this episode, whether it's Facebook, Instagrams, or the Twitters. Make sure you hit those links and go follow, Hot Dog on all the socials. Stay up to date with all the unhinged and band photos that they have going on. Big shout out to the 4 of you for taking the time out of your what's today? Tuesday to sit down with me. Talk everything Hot Dog. Talk some what you guys do for Glizzies. Pose for the pictures. And just I'll have an all around good time. One big last thank you to Sleepy Clown for making this happen and sending me each other's way to make this.
Thank you, Sleepy.
Yeah, for real.
So shout out to them. Other than that, if you or anyone you know should be on an episode of Beers and Bands, feel free to reach out. I have the email on all the socials, or DM me on any of the socials. We'll make it happen. But other than that, thank you all to Hot Dog, and I'll catch everyone on the next episode. See ya.
Yeah. Thank you.
There must be something in my eyes, scaring the essence out of me. And I wasted all this time acting like a I don't know nothing. Going in the water, I guess. The serpent's existence. They were dinosaurs that weigh are nothing more. It's rightful to be free. It's rightful to be free. But I can count on